My name is Deborah Walters, and we're going to talk a little bit about some residential hazards you can find in your home. So, what is asbestos? Asbestos occurs naturally in taps of rock. Large amounts look like fibers, but each fiber alone is too small to see with the naked eye. They resist heat, do not evaporate, don't dissolve in water, and chemicals or bacteria can't easily break them down. Where can asbestos be found? Before the health hazards were known, it was used in many products such as insulation, plaster, cement, fireproofing, and floor tiles. Because of this, older homes and buildings may still contain products made with asbestos. After the 1970s, many uses were banned by the United States, but it is still used in roofing materials and automobile brakes. Some health hazards of asbestos are asbestosis. People with high exposures over a long time may have this type of scarring in the lungs caused by asbestos. This scarring makes breathing harder because oxygen and carbon dioxide don't flow through as easily. You can also get pleural disease. It causes a thickening of the pleura, or the membrane surrounding the lungs and chest cavity. Fluid can build up around the lungs, or isolated areas of thickening can occur called pleural plaques. You could get lung cancer. It's a more well-known issue that's caused by smoking, but lung cancer is a tumor that grows and blocks airways. The risk of developing it from asbestos exposure is much larger if a person smokes as well. Mesothelioma. Signs of this rare cancer may not appear until many decades after the exposure. I know everybody has seen one of the commercials at least once. It affects the pleura along with membranes lining other internal organs and the abdominal cavity. Once asbestos has entered the body, entered the lungs, it cannot be removed. If your home was built before 1970, there's a chance an asbestos-containing product could have been used. You can have your home tested for asbestos by a qualified professional. If you know you have asbestos materials in your home, you must maintain its condition. If the item is in good condition, the best option is to just leave it alone, perform good maintenance, and repair only if needed. Damaged or worn materials such as gloves, stovetop pads, or ironing board covers should be removed from the home if possible. Damaged items that cannot easily be removed should be sealed or encapsulated or covered, called enclosure. Sealing binds fibers together or coats the material, removing the fiber's ability to be released using a sealant. Covering places something around the item to prevent release of fiber, such as wrapping a pipe. Always hire a professional for repairs. You could endanger yourself or others attempting to do the repairs yourself. Removal is the option of last resort and usually only occurs when required by state and local regulations. It's also very expensive. Next up is lead. So what is lead? Lead is an element that's naturally occurring in the Earth's crust. It can be useful, but is also very toxic to animals and humans. It can be found in the air, soil, water, and inside homes. Most of our exposure is from our own activities, including paint and leaded gasoline from the past. It's been used in a lot of products, even including some cosmetics and ceramics. It can also be emitted into the environment from mining, smelting, and refining activities. Regulatory standards along the way have helped reduce the amount in air, water, and soil now. Lead plumbing materials such as faucets, fixtures, and pipes can corrode, putting lead into the drinking water that comes into your home. Health effects from lead are seen mostly in children, including behavior and learning problems, lower IQ, hyperactivity, slowed growth, hearing problems, and anemia. In rare cases, ingestion can cause seizures, coma, and/or death. Pregnant women that are exposed to lead can pass it from the calcium in their bones to the fetus. This causes low birth weight, premature birth, damage to kidneys and central nervous system, and increases the risk of behavioral and learning issues. The risk of miscarriage is also higher. The maximum contaminant level goal set by the Safe Water Drinking Act for lead is 0. The reason for this is because it can bioaccumulate over time in your body, so it stays. Some ways to control the lead hazard in your home are to learn about the water in your neighborhood. All community water systems have to deliver an annual water report per the EPA. Inspect and maintain the paint, cleaning around areas where friction occurs like drawers, windows, doors, cabinets. Have your water tested for lead. Call your water utility or hire a professional to check if you have a lead service line. You can run your water before drinking or cooking with it to flush out the lines. Use only cold water for drinking and cooking. Use a lead removing filter and use it properly. Keep your home clean and free of dust, since airborne emissions can travel long distances before settling and sticking to soil particles. The EPA website has many resources for the information on lead safety, including the lead poisoning home checklist. Our next is antifreeze. Antifreeze is added to the water in radiators to keep the water in your vehicle from freezing. It has a sweet smell and taste, but some companies add a bitterness agent to keep people from wanting to drink it, kids or animals. At certain levels, propylene glycol is used to absorb extra water and maintain moisture in food products, cosmetics, and certain medicines. However, ethylene glycol and methanol, which are also found in these antifreeze products, are toxic if ingested. You can find it in garages, carports, sheds. If your car has a leak, it can leak onto the ground, or if you have a spill from trying to put it into your vehicle. There are some industries that use it, like we said, about cosmetics and certain medicines. Small amounts of food, cosmetics, and pharmaceuticals use it, but only the propylene glycol, not the ethylene glycol or the methanol. Some health effects that you can feel if you ingest it are feeling inebriated, fatigue, lack of coordination, grogginess, slurred speech, nausea, vomiting. It breaks down into other chemicals over several hours, interfering with kidney, lung, brain, and nervous system function. It can be fatal within 24 to 36 hours if it has not been treated. Some control methods for your home are to clean up spills to protect any children or animals from accidentally ingesting it. Keep it put away where it isn't seen, like a cabinet with the door closed and out of reach of children or pets. Keep it in the correct container so it doesn't get mistaken for something else. Watch your drinks when you're out and about. Don't drink suspicious liquids you don't recognize, and don't take drinks from strangers. You can also choose an antifreeze without ethylene glycol. They make them that are just the propylene glycol, which is less dangerous and toxic. Thank you for listening and watching my presentation. I hope that you have learned something about some of the possible hazards around your home and how to try to prevent any accidents from them.